Yeah, so Sam Bankman-Fried, he was, supposed to be kind of like the good guy of crypto. His whole thing was that he was going to bring regulation to the Wild West, that was the crypto industry, and also that he was going to, make a lot of money and use it for good to make the world a better place. Um, that's what he said. It's not how things worked out.
Well, when and how did the company start running into trouble?
What happened was there was some of FTX's or Alameda's, which is his investment firm, financial information got leaked, and that made people alarmed. And there was people who had money on FTX's cryptocurrency exchange all tried to withdraw it at the same time. It was basically a sort of run on the bank, if you will. And the customers of FTX found out that their money wasn't there. So millions of people lost money.
So what is Bankman-Fried accused of? What was his alleged involvement in this case specifically?
He's basically accused of orchestrating a massive financial fraud. So he had this cryptocurrency exchange, FTX, and he also had this investment firm, Alameda. And what he's accused of is that people thought that their money was safe on this cryptocurrency exchange, FTX, but prosecutors are saying it wasn't. Instead, he used it to make, I'm sorry, there's a leaf blower. I'm in front of the courthouse.
It's okay. We can't hear it. We can't hear it too much.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Yeah, you're very clear.
Great. Okay, great. So he's accused of, basically he's accused of like not keeping their money safe and instead spending it. And he's facing up to 110 years in prison.
Wow. Well, he denies the charges. What has he said in court?
He said that because he took the stand, and he said that he never meant to take anyone's money or commit any sort of fraud. The company just grew really fast. And as a CEO, he wasn't aware of everything that was going on. He did admit to making some mistakes. He said he wished that there was a risk compliance officer, but he said that he didn't intentionally ever do anything wrong.
Well, who else has been giving testimony and what have they said?
Yeah, so one thing that's interesting about this case is that some of his closest friends and associates worked for both FTX and Alameda, his two companies, including his two best friends from college and also his ex-girlfriend, who was the head of this investment firm, Alameda, for a certain point. And there's three of them, and they all testified that Sam Bankman-Fried knew exactly what was going on and signed off on this misuse of customer funds.
And they've already pleaded guilty.
They have, and they're cooperating with the government in the hopes of getting a lesser sentence, which, of course, his defense attorneys have brought up in court.
Okay. So when are we expecting a verdict? What do you think is the likely outcome? What are the scenarios, possibly?
Yeah, so today we have closing arguments, which will probably take the majority of the day, and the jury could get the case tomorrow, maybe in the morning, maybe in the afternoon. I've spoken to some experts, and they think that they've estimated that the jury will spend about a day deliberating, but of course nobody knows. But we could get a verdict as early as the end of the day tomorrow. It's possible.
Okay, well, we'll be watching very closely. Just finally, when FTX collapsed, more than 1 million people were left out of pocket because they weren't able to get their money out in time. Do you think they'll ever be able to get their money back?
There's a chance. There's bankruptcy proceedings going on at the same time, and people are working on trying to get them their money back, but it's not clear right now.
Well, Lidia Jean Kott, we will be following this closely. Thanks so much for updating us.
Thank you so much for having me.